Banda Aceh, bustling like never before. Now it's hard to imagine that it looked like this 9 years ago. Roads in Aceh are now the best in Indonesia, built with money from the United States, Japan and many other countries. Due to a lack of economic progress, they're mostly empty.
Before, the road was a lot smaller and it was broken. Now I can drive from Malabo in around 3 to 4 hours. Before it was more than 5 hours.
Nearly 140,000 houses were rebuilt, 1,800 schools, 300 bridges, hundreds of kilometers of roads and hospitals, paid for with $7.2 billion donated by more than 50 countries. The Aceh Reconstruction Agency came up with a system to track the cash.
And I believe that we've reached around 120,000 houses, in which every house were put in the website with its GPS coordinate, with a picture, with the name of contractors, with the value, and also the donator. So if a Bill Gates Foundation or Ford Foundation or Hewlett Packard wants to know where the money was spent, they just open the website.
Aceh's success story has now become an example to the rest of the world. Information gathered there then, during one of the most difficult times, is now shared by others. But 9 years after one of the world's natural disasters in modern history, some lessons learned then now appear not to have been heeded. Rosita lost her 3 children in a disaster. Her entire village was wiped out. 9 years later, her house has been rebuilt and she works as a community leader to set up a tsunami warning system. But even now, after an earthquake, there's still chaos because people panic, including herself.
I'm very afraid of the sea. I'm very scared, especially when we have these strong winds and high waves. I still remember what happened in 2004 so clearly.
The government is working to improve the tsunami warning system around the country.
This type of panic can be avoided by, improving the system, and also perhaps also creating some escape facilities where people can go to higher ground without having to run away from the coast. So a structure that are elevated that also function as public facility like schools and things like that.
Trying to prevent loss of life in the future is one of the most important lessons learned from the 2004 disaster, because new houses, schools and roads will never be able to replace all those loved ones lost in the waves. Step Vaessen, Jazeera, Banda Aceh.